Hello folks, welcome back to McIntyre's Garage. Today we're working on a 55 Chevy wagon and I'm going to put a floor pan in this car. But I've developed some parts that go along with that floor pan install because sometimes the rust extends it beyond the floor. So I'd like to show you what those parts are and the techniques in getting them installed, and hopefully this will help you out in the future. I just wanted you to know they're available. I manufacture them right here in the USA. They're 18 gauge metal. That's US steel, and I'd be happy to sell you a set. So let me just show you the parts. Alright, as you can tell, this car, like almost all of them these days, need a full floor pan. The only problem with this car, like so many of the others, is you get down here once the floor is removed and you've still got rust right here. This is the lower inner quarter on the driver's side. Both of them on this car were actually bad. And you know, it only goes up a certain distance, but I make a part that goes right up to this line, and it goes from here all the way back. And another part of the problem that happens sometimes, once you remove your old floor, you wind up with issues in this wheelhouse. Very common to find rusty issues here. So I've developed a part that takes care of that. It's this piece right here. It's the inner lower quarter patch panel. This is for the left side. I make them for the right side. It comes flat like this because it's easier to ship, frankly. There are holes in the bottom. These are where the factory weep holes are, and it's cut to length. Everything is done. No measuring required. First thing I do when I install this piece is you want to see the extension. So I usually set it in here upside down. You can set your part in here backwards and upside down. Run it right up to the edge here, and make sure that you're sitting down in the bottom of your old channel, and then you can just score a line right along the top so that you can see the extent. Now, if you want to butt weld this piece on, then of course you can just cut it right along the line. If you wish to overlap, then you want to cut down a little bit lower, and you can actually lap weld this in if that's what you want to do. That's personal preference issue. Now you notice, because this is flat, we're going to have to make that bend to go around this corner, and I'll show you how that's done. Okay, we've brought our piece over to the bench, and we're going to have to make the bend right along here to get this to come up. This is the part that will repair our wheelhouse. So simply take the piece, run it face down, put it on the edge of your bench. Okay, you want to run this so you can see when these are manufactured, there's a little curve right here. So we want this bend not to be a 90-degree angle, but we want it to be slightly curved. So put this middle of the section, line it up with the bench right on the edge, and it's really simple. Just hold this one side, bend this side over, form your round edge, and I'll show you what that looks like. Alright, well, I'm filming, and so I couldn't put the camera down. So I've bent the piece down around, just held it here, pushed that down, and now we have our piece formed, ready to go into the corner. You can do a little fine-tune adjusting with your hands when you get it in. So now we're ready to go back to the car. Here we have that replacement panel just clamped in place. You can kind of see how it fits. I wanted to show you over on this side that my pieces do cover up this channel where this is where the windlace attaches. So I do this on purpose. I like it. A lot of times it's rusted out behind here anyway, so I'll just weld this along here, grind it off. When you put your windlace on, you can just use a sheet metal screw and screw it right on instead of a staple like you would here. So then it comes down and it actually attaches to your rocker panel right down here. On this side, we've made that bend, and we get it tightened to the corner. Of course, I'm gonna have to go in and I'm gonna cut along the line, and then start butt welding it in. As you can, this will have to have a reverse curve to it too to fit around the curve of this wheel tub. Now there is still some more rust that goes beyond this piece, and so that's a simple procedure. Once this is in, I cut this and get it in. I just take me a piece of scrap and I'll mark it, cut it, fit it, and we'll just put us another extra piece right in here. Not a big deal. Just butt weld it in here, butt weld it along there, and then make sure we get our bottom edge to stay the same, and that'll freshen that up and be ready for the floor. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and take that back off and make my cuts. All right, let me give you just a little bit of warning when you're cutting into this corner. Don't cut all the way through here and cut real deep. Don't get carried away, because there's this other piece behind here. And if you start just cutting real deep into here, you're going to plunge right through this piece also. We really want to just try to peel this piece away. They're actually spot welded all the way along here. So if you come around to the back side, you can see where this piece overlaps. Let's see, right here. So what we want to do is we'll go ahead and make a cut here and cut that off up to this line. We'll cut that off, and then we'll be able to attack this piece separately. Try to save this section of the inner wheelhouse, and I'll make that cut now. Right after you've made some delicate cuts along the top edge, you can get in here with a chisel. I use an air chisel, kind of cheat a little. Pair of water pump pliers, air chisel, and start peeling this away. You can find the spot welds and drill them out and get rid of this piece. That's your next step. All right, now we have that piece out of the way. It'll be okay to test this one more time and see how we're fitting. Go ahead and get that deep into the corner and check the bottom down here to make sure that that is correct. And that looks really good. As you can see, there are some more pinholes, so we will be cutting a new piece to repair that also. But this is the basic initial fit. Everything looks really good, so I'm going to go ahead and I've got the edges cleaned up already. Get a clamp on here and get the welder out and start tacking it in. So we made a lot of progress on their piece. I've welded it all in, made a continuous weld, ground off most of it. A couple of cosmetic things maybe to tidy up. And you can see how we've come across here. Now there's also pinholes, as we talked about, still in here. I'm going to have to add more metal. Well, it's a pretty simple procedure. Just take a piece of scrap, whatever you've got handy, that'll be large enough to cover, and just set it on your wheelhouse and form it so that it conforms to the shape. It can be up here, it can be down there. It just depends on how much you want to replace. In this case, I've just set it on here, and you'll notice I've already marked the top edge. That's where it's going to go. So while you have it here, use your Sharpie and reach around to the back side and transfer this line right here. Transfer this line all the way around on the bottom, on the back side, so that when you trim it off, you'll maintain this line right here on your piece. So trim this down, cut this out, and then you'll be ready to lay this in. You can butt weld it together. You can do both sides, grind it off, make it, you know, look however appropriate for your needs. These welds don't have to be ground off at all. There's door panels that are going to cover it. So it's, you know, it's up to your personal taste. So if you'd like to see a finished product, we'll look over here on this other side. On passenger side, I've already done it. And I've already added my little piece of metal. And I've got it all welded in, kind of finished, ground off. And we're ready for the floor. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you found it useful.
Well, thanks for watching this video. I hope it's been helpful. Those pieces are available, left or right, inner lower quarter repair patches. They're made right here in the USA, but I'll ship them anywhere in the world. They run $50 a piece plus shipping. Shipping generally runs $15. I take PayPal via friends and family. I'll provide a link below, so if you'd like to just send me a note and how many you want, you can pay me through PayPal. That's fine. If that doesn't work for you, you don't have a PayPal account, I also take credit cards. I'll need your email address to send you invoice. So enjoy your day. I hope this has been useful. Thanks for watching again, and like and share, subscribe, and tell your friends. Now go out and have a great day. Bye now.